Ever wondered how a simple, daily text can build a bridge between someone's personal faith and a massive, coordinated global movement? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a devotional called The Kingdom and the Power of Prayer to really understand the blueprint behind its message and its mission. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to start with the core message, what's at the heart of it all. Then, we'll look at how prayer is framed as this incredibly powerful tool. After that, we'll see how that belief gets turned into real-world action, and finally, we'll check out the global setup that holds the whole thing together.
And believe it or not, everything we're about to dig into is built on this one single verse from the Christian Bible. This is the bedrock, the foundation for the entire text.
Okay, let's dive into that first part. We need to unpack the central theological concept, the main idea that drives this entire devotional.
So, the text defines its big idea, the kingdom of God, in a very specific way. It's not just some far-off promise for the future, it's also a present reality. This concept, that it exists both in the future and right here, right now, is absolutely the key to understanding everything that follows.
So, if the kingdom is a reality right now, how does a person actually, plug into it? This is where the text shifts from the big concept to a specific mechanism, and it proposes a very powerful tool, prayer.
According to this devotional, prayer isn't just about asking for stuff. Its number one job, its first and most important function, is to get a person's own will lined up with the kingdom's bigger purpose. It's all about alignment.
Okay, so once that alignment happens, the text says a second thing kicks in. That alignment, when you mix it with faith, is what actually unlocks or releases God's power into a situation.
And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This released power isn't some external force floating around. Nope, it becomes an internal thing, working in and through the person who is praying, essentially turning them into a channel for that power.
And you can see this three-step logic perfectly in the devotional's own prayer. The wording is so deliberate. Live in alignment and release your power. It's a direct application of the principle we just walked through.
This is the pivot point. This is where the text moves from just personal belief to getting people to do something together. The teaching becomes an actual organized mission. The call to action section lays out 3 crystal clear instructions. These steps basically take those big ideas, prayer, alignment, power, and turn them into a concrete to-do list for your daily life, your family, your community, everything.
And these individual actions aren't just meant to be random. They are explicitly designed to fuel this huge, named mission. It gives everyone a sense of scale and a really powerful shared purpose for their daily prayers.
And to make it easy for people to get involved, the organization offers 3 very distinct roles. You can pick your level of commitment. You can be a prayer partner, you can serve directly as a volunteer missionary, or you can provide financial support as a kingdom investor.
And what about people who are brand new to all this? Well, the document provides a direct on-ramp. This prayer of salvation acts like a script, a super simple and immediate way to join the movement and become one of the souls that the mission is trying to reach.
All right, for our last section, let's look at the nuts and bolts, the actual infrastructure that supports this whole global vision. How do they actually connect this worldwide community?
They use pretty much every tool in the digital toolbox. You've got messaging apps like WhatsApp and Telegram for daily prayers and podcasts. Then you have the big social media platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. They've built this whole digital ecosystem to keep their followers all over the world connected and engaged.
And this really shows you the incredible scale of the coordination. This isn't just a casual network. It's a synchronized global operation. I mean, think about it. When it's midnight in Nigeria, it's 6 p.m. in the US, and followers in both places are doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. That's pretty amazing.
And then, to wrap it all up, the text puts all of this daily activity into a much larger end times context. This final instruction to prepare for the return of Jesus Christ adds a real sense of urgency and ultimate purpose to all the daily prayers and mission work.
So when you pull back and look at the whole picture, what we've seen is a brilliantly effective structure. It starts with just a single Bible verse, builds a whole logical system for personal prayer, turns that prayer into a call to action, and then plugs that action into a digitally connected, highly coordinated global machine. It leaves us with a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? How does a simple daily text manage to so effectively bridge that huge gap between one person's private faith and a massive global operation?